Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Are you ready to get this party started?
Yes, man. I'm ready to start the party.
We got a full packed show tonight. Today, this morning, whatever y'all listening to this. We are the Application Knowledge Podcast. I am Animated Mel. Chris James is here. Stephen Michael is here. And this is episode 59.
Can we get to 60 already?
Almost. We're going to be there next week.
I feel like I've been manifesting episode 60 for like weeks now.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, manifestations is real because once you be here next week, you know what I mean? It's going to be here. But we have ourselves a fully booked show, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about.
Okay.
There's a lot happening in the world. But first, we're going to start off with, you know what I mean? You know, it's March.
Okay.
You know
March Madness.
Shout out to the ladies. Yeah, I mean, it's it's what's that? Women's History Month.
What?
Hey, it's Women's History Month, man.
Bro, stop.
I know.
It is.
It's Women's History Month. You know what I mean?
Never mind.
It was established in 1987.
I knew it was going to be some long time ago, but we ain't never celebrated until now, right?
So I looked up. And I said, Women's History Month. I said, what is this? I've never heard of this. Valentine's Day just passed.
I mean, bro, they got everything.
They get everything. But we ain't going to talk about that because that's not really anything.
It's a woman's world.
That's not really crazy important. But what I want to talk about is sort of like the post that you sent us about Michael B. Jordan. Because currently a lot of, like, he had a red carpet interview where he was talking with a woman. And the woman that, you know, was basically interviewing him, she went to school with him, you know, in the past. And, well, he was like 7th grade or so. And she said, hey, this is Michael B. Jordan. And he was just like, oh, yeah, the cornball, right? And it's basically like, because I guess she called him a cornball when they were, like, younger. But basically she was just saying that, you know, she didn't actually say that, but what she said was they used to make fun of his name, but another person that she was associated with on the podcast called him a cornball. So it's kind of like a guilty by association type of thing. But then the narrative of Michael B. Jordan being a cornball was brought up, well, you know, in a lot of different podcasts. One specifically was like the Joe Budden podcast where they were calling him a cornball. Right. And I'm just like, why is it that when a man that is it's a black man, he doesn't go the traditional route of, like, you know, thuggery or being gangster.
Thuggery.
You know what I mean? Being gangster, they consider you a cornball. You know, because if you think about the people they call cornballs, like Nick Cannon, they call Will Smith a cornball at one point in time. You know, so it's like it's synonymous with people who don't go that thug route, that doesn't have that gangster type image,
that edge,
that type of edge. And I didn't understand, like, why is it that he is considered, like, why is that the norm that, like, if you don't have this type of edge, you're considered a cornball? You know,
I saw just to go in the same vein, there was another post that went viral. Same because of this, and it was just like, I mean, Michael B. Jordan is cute, but he looks like a type of dude that he knows where his birth certificate is. Like, he looks like a real responsible dude, you know, but he just don't have no edge. And it just infuriates me because we talk about you know, women and relationships and all those things, and this type of rhetoric or this mindset is the reason why the black families are in trouble. Because this goes to show that women are only dating a very small, minute amount of the men. Because they all say, well, we want a dude with a little edge. We want a dude with a little bit of roughness, you know, who could handle us, right? We want that. And it's just like, most dudes aren't like that, right? Most guys are just regular guys, right? They're gentlemen, they're chivalrous, they're romantic, right? These are dudes that are responsible to take care of business. Like, why do you need this particular, set, this 5-10% of type of guy? So this is why we see a lot of men who will pretend to be more edgy, who will dress a certain way to draw that attention from women, because like it's to me, it's the most asinine thing, right? Because I'm not edgy that way, right? I know what my birth certificate is. You know what I'm saying? I got my social security card.
Bro, I got myself in a safe.
I mean, like, so I didn't like take offense to it, but I see Michael B. Jordan as a great role model for. I mean, I don't know him personally, but he's not in the news for doing anything crazy. Like, just in general,
I rock with Michael B. Jordan because he like anime.
You could tell Michael B. would fit in with us,
right? Yeah,
like that. It's the same thing. Nick Cannon, all the cornball. You could tell they would fit in with us, and
because we're cornballs.
Right, we would be considered cornballs.
Not Mel.
Mel has edge, so that's why he always gets the girls. But I'm definitely
not right now.
I mean, if you don't put yourself out there, she's not gonna just knock on your door.
True.
But you know what I'm saying? I've always been that type of person, been called a nerd and all this stuff. But the funny thing about it is, at the end of life, I have the best outcomes though.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
it's like, for me, I'm just sitting back laughing. That post pissed me off too, because like you said, holistically, our community, that energy in our community is part of the reason why we have so many problems. And also, you got to think, as a young man who's a quote unquote cornball, imagine if it was the reverse. Imagine if you were encouraged, because you already have this amazing potential. You already have your head on straight. Then imagine if everything reinforced you. Imagine how much greater you would be, and how many more people would excel in life. Because we all know that when women play that role of support for a man who's going somewhere, he gets there faster and more efficiently. And
if they're being feminine.
Right. And that's the part that people, no one even really thinks about, because like I know that I never take credit for my own success. Not 100% credit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to Snoop Dogg anybody. But the people, my friends and my family and, my parents, the way that I was supported is a big reason why I was successful.
Yeah.
I was always going to be successful, but where I am right now is because of my support system. If I didn't have my support system, I wouldn't be as far along as I am. So it's nasty. It's trifling.
Why do you think it's synonymous with the black community? Because like when you look at other communities, it's not. I haven't seen like white people or Mexicans or whatever call someone that's in their community a cornball. It's
the media, right? It is what has. I mean, you think about, because in our brains we can only go back so far from the time that we lived, and then when we were born, what was close. So you look at the 80s, really the 80s, 70s, and 80s, where rap hip hop really started to get like big. And that was our community. They pushed that to us as in, this is the black community. So,
they manipulated hip hop and
well,
rap.
I mean, absolutely.
Because the original inception was us. It was our clean culture, and then they manipulated it.
Right. So, I mean, but when the music got popular, that's what then was pushed to us. And we all know how powerful music is, or maybe you don't know, right? Because of frequency, right? So the frequency was changed, of course, at one point. But this is now what we deem as successful. This is what we deem as attractive, right? Because we all know that attractiveness is subjective. So it can be changed. The same way that we look at a woman in the 60s and 70s, we found that having a very small body with a large chest was more attractive. Now, 2023, what's attractive is a big butt, big chest, big everything. Just
big butt's always been.
No, they haven't.
Well, when you say big, because Steven's right.
Shapely.
I think you're talking shapely. I think.
Yes.
Because
big butts were not always good.
Because
not like fat butts, but like chicks that has like
shapely.
Shapely has always been good.
Shapely's
that's never.
always
But
been
I'm talking about big,
like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Nah, that's unattractive to me.
I mean, but even now, you watch these Instagram, it blows my mind. Like, you get on Instagram and you'll see a woman who will be average height, average build, right? She has a shape to her, right? Because that usually doesn't change too much, right? And then it'll be like, post a picture of your first gym selfie and one of you now. And then I saw one just the other day, and she was literally like, I said, this is a great picture. Like, this is what she looked like before. And I'm like, dang, she probably got cut up, yada, yada, yada. No, in her after, she looked like she gained 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, and then her caption was like, yo, these deadlifts and these squats did me right. And I'm like, well, did the deadlifts and squats give you a bigger stomach? Did they give you bigger arms? Like, and no shade, but it's like, bro, the gym didn't do that for you. That's you eating. Yeah. Right? And then I went through her page, and then there's this gap where she stops posting. So, like, she's showing, like, it's so crazy because she's showing her stomach, right? She's in a bikini in, like, 19, in the 2017 through 19. And then 2020 to 2021, 22.
COVID.
Right? Okay. I didn't even think about that. Right? Stops posting, right? And then all of a sudden, now it's all gym, right? Her whole page changes, and she's much bigger, right? And then she's posting these things like, yeah, I've been working out. No, you've been eating. Your body already has shape to it. She was already very shapely. Yeah. Right? And then it's just like, in the comments, you already know what the comments were like.
Oh, yeah.
You look
oh,
good,
yeah,
girl.
queen.
Man,
who was that twig before you? I'm like, and the guys, of course, oh, yeah, you look real good now. Like, are y'all stupid? She looked good before. Yeah. And not just in a Steven mind where I'm like, I like small women, because everyone knows I don't prefer, like, a smaller, like, rail thin. No, I'm saying, like, but, you know, like, we all have different tastes.
We do, but you getting down there.
I mean, no, you're correct. But you like the smallest amount of women. Mel's probably more higher than I like them a little bit higher. But overall, I don't prefer, like, what she looked like. I was like, why would you want this, which is it's an unhealthier version. Yeah. But
she
everyone
becoming the best version. She becoming the unhealthier version.
And then everyone's praising her like, oh yeah, the gym, and oh, I've been eating more protein. No, you just gained weight because of COVID. You already had shape. Like, it's just so crazy in our society. Just, yeah, girl.
It's delusion, right? Because I see those all the time. And I've been seeing it for years because, you know what I'm saying, I've always liked a more slender girl. So I've been seeing it for years. As a matter of fact, there's a really popular, I think she's not raw vegan, but she's a vegan. But she claims to be a clean vegan.
What is that? She just made that up.
No, it's what Mel what kind of vegan are you?
A dietary vegan.
It would be that.
I I never heard of a clean vegan.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to convey how she supposedly eats.
She just made that term. Okay, I got you. I understand.
It's not her term.
She's not eating a bunch of processed food.
That's the way she makes it look. Okay. Right? And she teaches and coaches, and I'm saying. So when she started her vegan journey, I think she was sick, you know what I'm saying? Like most people, had some problems. And then she also started working out. I think maybe that was one of her biggest things, or at least that's like how she promotes herself now. Like, you can get thick as a vegan type thing. And bro, like, now she doesn't look bad. I'm not going to sit up here and say this girl looks bad, but she doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. Like, she looks good, but she doesn't look good. Yeah. And you could tell you're not eating clean. Like, you're pushing a narrative that you're clean vegan or whatever, which I don't think she's eating meat or anything like that. Yeah. Because her acne and stuff went away. Like, she has the signs of a healthy eater or healthier eater. And she does go to the gym. But how is your body, how are you gaining weight everywhere? Like, she has that traditional hourglass kind of shape. Mm-hmm. But she's also she shouldn't be gaining any weight on her stomach. Mm-hmm. If it was purely from the gym and eating clean, you would not gain any weight on your stomach.
Yeah, it's probably bloating.
No weight on your
arm.
All
the supplements, she's maybe creatine, protein.
Right, exactly. Right. Very possible. Right, it could be water retention. But it's just like, yeah, you could still get thick as a vegan. Da da da. And it's like, bro, you don't look bad, but you don't look optimal.
Basically, based upon your diet and the gym that the routine that you put out there, there's a certain level of outcomes that you can expect, right? If you're eating well and you're eating if you're only, see, here's the thing about Instagram and social media. People only post the good stuff, right? They're not going to post them at 10 o'clock at night when they're eating trash, right? So they're not going to post that. They're not going to tell you about that. But that one meal will throw off, right? Because people, they count calories, they count all their macros and everything. You can have perfect macros all day, right? You go out, have drinks, throws your macros off. You go out and you eat out one night. You can go have McDonald's or whatever, right? Even if she's eating vegan and she goes and eats out, it will throw off all of your macros, right? And these will cause issues. And based upon what you are putting out there and based upon your gym and your diet, you're saying that there should be a certain result that we should expect. If you've been doing this consistently, your weight shouldn't be going up, right? It should be it typically would trend down.
Yeah, if you're eating clean, dietary vegan. Mel, did you make that up?
No, dietary vegans
I've only ever called I don't
dietary
know.
and ethical.
I just thought about it and I was like, okay, I'm a dietary.
For some reason,
I've never looked at something and be like,
No, I've
this
heard
is
that
what I
before.
am.
conventional vegan comes to mind. Like that's
Conventional?
a thing. I don't know. But if you're
That sounds like junk food vegan.
If you're a dietary vegan, you shouldn't be able to gain weight, really. Like you can if you're eating.
If you're eating in a surplus, you will.
If you're eating in surplus to gain weight.
Yeah, if you're eating too much, right, you'll gain weight. Even unless the only thing that you can eat that enough of that you won't gain weight is probably fruit.
Right.
That's the only thing you eat. Just fruit, not even raw fruit.
Fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're eating fruit, you won't gain. You're going to be on the toilet a lot, but you're not going to gain weight.
Yeah. This is why you can gain weight on gain weight on a raw vegan diet, because if you're eating too much, right, and you're not digesting it properly, you can gain weight.
Well, yeah, nuts, seeds.
Yeah, it's going to be much more difficult, but you can. And then, of course, working out, right? This is also why we understand that working out is not just the gym is not actually great for weight loss. It's. And I know that's how people are like, oh, you go to gym. Listen, you're not listening. Going to the gym helps you build muscle. That's what you go to the gym for, right? Build muscle, flexibility, mobility, cardiovascular health, right? That is what the gym is for. But the way that you lose weight is going to be based upon what you eat, right? Based upon the amount of calories that you're intaking, right? Even though I hate talking about calories, but the amount of calories you're intaking, because that's how you guys perceive it. And then also the level of the quality of food that you're eating as well. So if you're eating, high quality food and you're eating at the amount that your body should eat it at, like not what they tell you it should be, but if you're eating 1,500 calories of whole foods every day, you're not going to gain weight. You go to the gym, you're going to decrease fat, you'll increase muscle. So,
okay.
Fun fact. I might get it wrong because I just heard it. And Steve, you might know it because I can't remember where I heard it from. You might have heard it from the same source.
I may have said it.
The whole 2,000 calorie daily calorie thing, that was done. It was a study with 100 people.
I think it was more than that. I don't remember how many people. It was a lot.
It wasn't that many.
It was a big study.
No. Because it was.
it wasn't thousands.
It wasn't as many people as you would think.
Okay.
It was a study. Well, obviously, a study really has to be at least 1,000 people.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't remember the number, but it wasn't like 5,000 or 10,000. It wasn't crazy.
It wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah,
I actually remember it being 100.
That may be correct. I may be wrong.
And it was based off of this 100 people, and of course, not the best variety of ethnicity, and they was like, yeah, this is it for everybody.
Yep. They just asked them, well, what do you eat in a day? And then based upon what they ate, just telling them that is how they came up with this, how they came up with the 2,000 calories, right? They didn't ask. I mean, I'm sure there was some ask about exercise or whatever, but it was a very small sampling size based upon what a study should be. And it wasn't a diverse mix of people.
And it hasn't really, it was like, okay, that's it.
And then there were nutritionists, and that became the standard. 2,000 calories a day, right? It was an average, right? It was an average. So they didn't even. I mean, because you have men that are going to require more, right, than women. That's true. But so now it's 2,000 for everybody,
right? So
if women are supposed to be eating 1,500 and men are supposed to be around 22, they just averaged it up. So now all the women are gaining weight because they think, well, I'm supposed to be eating 2,000 calories. No, you're not. You probably should be somewhere around 12 to 1,500.
You know what? It's really crazy. I never actually thought. Well, why are you getting
What's
so
going on?
Because okay, in my mind, I'm like, we're supposed to be talking about Michael B. Jordan. How do we get on this vegan health stuff? I mean, it's perfectly fine, but in my mind, I'm thinking,
I think we
like,
already finished with Michael B.
No, because I have more.
Oh, you have more questions. All right. Well, I'm going to say this. When it comes to the 2,000 calorie thing, it's actually weird that no one questioned, well, is this for men or women? It's actually weird.
It's just
we
don't even question it.
I mean, I would assume a 2,000 calorie would be. I mean, is that considered a lot? Is that considered?
I love how Mel is he's so honest. Like he really just doesn't. It's like he just doesn't really know. This is the standard
It's
for
the standard.
diet.
So it wouldn't be considered a lot.
It's the ground level.
But what
for men and women.
But what we are challenging is the fact that who determined that this wasn't that this was the standard. Like, if you go to a different country, like those Bushmen and stuff, they're not eating 2,000 calories. They're not eating 2,000 calories.
Yeah, I mean, I would think I'm not sure how much that affects because I don't look at calories like that. I just eat my stuff and I'm good money now. But I'm just saying, like, if it's considered a lot, I would say it would be assumed for a guy, since the guys or men are the ones that are typically doing the more heavy lifting or working, and when it comes to, I guess, jobs or typical things that they do to provide for their family,
We're bigger.
right? So
it's not a lot. It's the standard. So
what's considered a lot then?
That's a great question.
Above 2,000?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're eating 3,000 calories, that would be considered a lot.
In a day.
In a day, that would definitely be considered a lot. Probably 2,800.
I mean, the crazy thing is that if you take those same calories and you apply them to whole foods, you will be full. You won't be able to eat 2,000 calories of whole foods all day.
No,
right?
Too filling.
I mean, you're exactly. If we're supposed to be eating somewhere around 120 grams of fiber a day, like that. Well, I mean, that's where some of the most the tribes where they have studied with the most diversity in their microbiome and considered to be the most healthy of individuals, they eat upwards towards 120 grams of fiber a day. The CDC recommends us to be eating like 25 to 30, right? Which is like, bro, 25 to 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculously low.
Yeah.
But looking at it from the average American who eats processed food all day, there's no fiber in their food. So people don't get any fiber. So eating 120 grams is like, that's crazy. So even if you took a fiber supplement like psyllium husk or something like that, right, and you're getting 20 grams just from that alone, that's going to fill your stomach. So you would not be able to eat 2,000 calories of whole foods. The only reason, or the only way you can get there, is if you're eating a bunch of processed foods, which has a lot of a lot of caloric density in it, right, to get all this extra nutrition to hit my macros and da 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 da. Like, bro, like it. So what Mel was saying is that he don't care about calories. Like, I don't either, but I use it because I coach people and they can understand this language. Right, they understand calories and it makes sense to them. But for the most part, if you look at like a lot of these like raw vegans and fruitarians and stuff like that are some of the healthiest people in the world, they don't count calories. They just eat whatever. They eat as much as they want when they want. Not necessarily raw foodists, but a lot of fruitarians. You eat as much fruit as you want. Eat until you're full. Right? Don't overeat. Don't overstuff yourself. But it'll get to a point you're eating so much fiber, you're like, I'm good. So
man, I made that bowl. So I had garbanzo beans, which this isn't a fruitarian, but I had them garbanzo beans. But that's not the point. The point that I was gonna make is I added some.
What'd you add to it?
What are those little microgreens?
Oh yeah, man, you got little broccoli sprouts. I'm about to start I'm about to start a little microgreen farm.
Those microgreens are amazing.
They are.
Their texture,
their flavor, they're full of flavor.
Like I be looking. Look, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I be looking at them little white girls, the yoga white girls, and they be putting their little microgreens on it. I'm like putting their little microgreens on
right.
That thing makes a difference.
You better put them damn microgreens on there.
Microgreens on there. The little fully raw Christinas. Don't forget the microgreens. I got a microgreen garden. I'm like,
they're also full of the vitamins and minerals, right? And these are the beginnings of larger plants. You know what I'm saying? You're literally taking the seed and you're eating it in its small form when it's basically full of the most
You know
there you
what?
go.
I never thought about that. And actually, it's better to eat it like that because you can't digest the seed.
Right.
So to sprout it and get the microgreen is wow.
This is why they like a lot of so when you're eating raw vegan, you eat sprouted garbanzo
Oh yeah,
beans.
for sure.
So you put them in water or whatever, you let them sit for 3 days or whatever, and they start sprouting. That's the best time to eat them.
Yeah.
Because they've germinated, they've got to the point where they're like opening up, so they're going to be the softest, and they're also now even more alive than before. Right? They're absorbing the most amount of energy. They're absorbing water. They're absorbing sunlight. So when you eat them, you get the highest amount of density of nutrition from them as well. So that's the best time to eat them. Is Michael B. Jordan a vegan?
He likes anime, so I'm assuming he is on some health kick.
I feel like he's a vegan or vegetarian. Maybe he's not.
I'm not sure. We don't have to talk about Michael B. Jordan, though, boy.
Well, I'm curious what another question you had, though.
It's going to be mixed up. It's all good. Y'all good with the vegan health talk? Or?
I mean, it's a podcast. You're supposed to jump around.
Yeah. But I'm moving to a more.
You trying to keep us on top, but it ain't working.
You want to talk about Top G? Okay, if he wasn't on the schedule, I'm gonna put him on the schedule.
All right, go ahead. Go for it.
Top G can always go on the schedule.
Well,
Are there updates?
Well,
Oh,
okay. Well, Mel, you say what you guys say, and then cause
Well, apparently he has cancer, lung cancer now.
Why them goddamn cigars?
Yeah, I mean
he doesn't inhale those.
That's what a lot of people have been saying.
He doesn't
Twitter.
inhale them.
But I mean, that's the only news that I've heard so far is that he has lung cancer. It's been confirmed.
You think that's why he went to the hospital when he first got locked up?
That's what they've been saying. Like he went to the hospital prior, and
So here's the thing. I actually wasn't really gonna go there, but I guess the conspiracy theory would make you think that the jail made him. He already had it. He had went to, I think, not Romania. He
Paris
went to Dubai
or something.
He went to Dubai to actually get the cancer tested because apparently Tristan had been recorded talking about just when you're rich, this is how they deal with cancer. And he was like, you go to Dubai and they'll actually do a keyhole incision and they'll take out a piece of your cancer and then they'll grow it. And then they'll use different radiations on it to see which one is optimal. And then that's the one they give you for an exorbitant price, right? And then he's like, you don't have to lose your hair. You don't have to do this. Like you knock it out and it's gone. So this is something that he's been dealing with for a while. But their manager supposedly confirmed that the test came back as benign. So he has a growth, but it's benign.
benign meaning what?
It's not cancerous. It's a tumor.
It's a tumor.
But it's not cancerous. But obviously cancer sounds much better in the media.
Right.
He's got cancer.
Well, the thing is, regardless of if it's benign or not, because people say, "Oh, cancer is it's bad."
Yeah.
Like
you have a growth. There's a health issue.
There's a health problem, right? So things need to change, and it's crazy because he portrays that he eats a certain way, and maybe he does. Maybe he does smoke too many cigars. Maybe because obviously it's going in your mouth, it's in your bloodstream. It's it's
still in
getting in your system. Because our grandpa smoked cigars and he had lung cancer, but he also did chew and all that stuff. So anyway, yeah, some changes need to be made there, but I don't think it's like from his imprisonment. But yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness that he's still in jail, and I want people to understand something. Because there's a lot of people that still don't like him.
Yeah.
Forget whether you like him or not.
Take personal feelings out.
Imagine that because there's people out there that don't like you. So imagine that you get swatted, which means that someone says, hey, they're holding women captive at your house, whatever, and the police have to respond to that. So they go to your house, they don't find anything, but then an investigation is open because one of your ex-girlfriends or two of your ex-girlfriends decide to get together because you cheated on them at the same time. And they get together and decide to set you up and say that you raped them. and so now you've been swatted and you have two women that you used to mess with saying that you raped them. And now you're in jail. and you're not in jail because anything has actually been proven that you know you're not guilty or anything. You don't even have formal charges. You're simply in jail while they investigate.
That's bull. That's not the way that this works.
And not only are you in jail, I mean, at this point, I'm convinced that they're going to hold him for the full 6 months.
This is what bail is for, right? You if you don't have enough evidence, okay, you just charge them, right? You lock them up, and then you let them bail out.
But aren't we comparing their system to our system?
It doesn't matter, Mel.
It doesn't matter, but that is what is keeping them in there.
Right. I'm not talking about the systems right now.
I mean, yeah.
I'm talking about.
It's just wrong.
I'm just
morally.
talking about. Yeah. I'm just talking about the injustice. Period.
Yeah. I mean, that's injustice.
I
obviously.
understand that's their system.
Yeah.
Right. And also he made the decision to go there, talking as if he understood their system. I don't think he really did.
Well, maybe he did. I mean, that doesn't mean that he didn't do anything.
Well, but that's the thing. Their system, the way their system is set up, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but I can't say that he expected this to happen, or
well, he definitely talked about it a lot.
I mean, he said that people will come after him. He's a powerful man, right? I get it, but that doesn't mean that you think like if you didn't do anything wrong, they're coming after him for something he didn't do, right? So if you didn't do anything, you would not expect anyone to be coming for you in that way.
I mean, you kind of do though, because if Andrew Tate knows he has a target.
Yeah, but even if he has a target, how do you know? I mean, anything can come from anywhere. How do you can't? It's like fighting a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's inevitable. But on the path that he's on. But
right.
That's not the point. Is this? People who don't like him, if you put that aside and you just put yourself in his shoes, because this can happen to anybody. Right. It really does. It does happen to people in the United States. That's what Guantanamo Bay is all about, right, Steve?
Yeah.
So, it's just you like forget the fact that you don't like him. Just look at what's actually happening. It's wrong.
Yeah.
That's period.
And Guantanamo Bay is we will take people that are innocent. I mean, they're literally when they're I just watched a documentary on it. There's a dude in there from the 9/11 attacks. And, apparently he had some information, something, and he gave them information to help with the assassination of bin Laden, all this stuff. And they still have him locked up. They like, they've told him he's a prisoner forever. It took them like 20 years for someone to go in and they got to interview him or whatever.
That's the one they made a movie about?
I don't think it's a movie. It's a documentary, but it's not a movie.
Not that it's a movie. They made a movie about it where he was locked up. They tortured him.
He was definitely tortured.
Trying to get answers out of him. And he had a lawyer from America. Because I saw a movie about everything that you're describing.
Was it a big movie?
It wasn't a big movie.
Well, there's a documentary about it.
It's not a documentary.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a movie.
I don't know. I mean, it's a real scenario. So there's definitely a chance. His name? It's hard. But it definitely is something that someone would or could have made a movie about. But that happens. That's happening in Guantanamo Bay right now. He's called the forever prisoner. They literally said, "We're never releasing you." He has no bail. He has no time set. He's going to die in Guantanamo Bay.
It's that type of stuff, and this is the reason why when it relates to people like trying to say, "Oh, Romania's corrupt, bro." No,
we're doing it right here.
They're all corrupt, and in my opinion. And this is me speaking ignorantly because I don't know all the systems and how bad they are. America's the worst, in my opinion.
We're terrible.
Because it's an illusion.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an illusion that you have freedom.
Right.
But no.
At least when you... Oh, sorry.
Right. At least in Romania, it's like, okay, we know we got you.
Right. Or in Russia, if I go with weed over here, they're giving me 10 years for nothing, right?
Yeah.
But no, we tell you, oh, yeah, it's free, or you have this, you have that. And then something happens, you're like, nah, bro, you're not free.
But there's also in the Andrew Tate case, what Chris was talking about with the girlfriends conspiring, there's literally text threads or paper documenting of even one of the girls' mothers talking about how why are you doing this? You're getting an innocent man locked up.
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff like that. And so this evidence is presented and
nothing.
Don't even. I'm just
crazy.
Bro. So you even have people like Dream who don't really like Andrew Tate or anyone.
Oh, he doesn't like Tate at all.
Yeah, but they say he can even hear that people are conspiring to keep him locked up or to make him go to jail. And if you have people like that questioning the legitimacy of him, being a trafficker and stuff like that. Because that's the main thing that people are going off of. Like, they will hear you say, like, put yourself in, you just put yourself in that position, and they will say, well, he's trafficking women. He's abusing women. And there's this lover boy thing. You're not giving, they're hypnotized and they're not understanding what they're doing. You will still have people defending that when there's evidence of these women and even videos that they're saying that we're not captured. We're not victims. We are not victims. But they will ignore that and say they're being brainwashed.
That stuff is so ignorant. I'm going to tell you right now, if I was talking to a girl and she was like, "Oh yeah, Andrew Tate, da da da," like, and then okay, if you don't really understand, if you don't know him, you're just going off what the media says, right? And you have a negative perception of him. Okay, cool, I can accept that. But then if I provide you with information, I say, watch this podcast, watch 30 minutes of it, listen to him talk, right? And then I give you the information about him not trafficking and the women actually saying this is not true. Right. And you still are like, no, he just hates women. He's misogynistic. I can't date you.
Isn't that true mind control?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like absolute mind control. You don't know this person. You only know everything that the media has been taught, that you've been told by the media. But then you say, you know what? Let me actually watch him. And he speaks very articulate. He speaks very, calm, and he's respectful towards people. And he speaks everything that makes the most sense, but you still listen to that and you will believe the media versus what your eyes are literally telling you.
It's crazy.
That is insanity. That is mind control to its highest form.
Yeah.
That's why these motherfuckers is doomed out here, man.
He really, his goal is really to help men and women.
Yeah.
Like you just listen to him. He doesn't hate women. He loves women. Right. He's like, I want to take care of women. I want to do the things that masculine men are supposed to do. What he's working to do is help men to become more masculine, to escape the matrix and to make more money and to do better for themselves. And then of course those men, men don't hate women. Men, we love women. There's plenty of women that hate men, but men like genuinely. I don't genuinely know any man who genuinely hates women.
And if they do hate women, it's because of all the stuff that they've been through, that they have caused them, that they've done to them.
Well, that's still only temporary.
Correct. I mean,
they still want that.
Like, I don't like you hear
compassion.
this. You hear the term like man hater. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been a thing forever, right? When there are women, black widows, there are women that literally hate men, right? But
set them up.
I genuinely. Do you guys? I mean, probably not because our circle, but do you know any man in your life who has ever been like, yo, I hate women. I'll never date one. I'll never have sex with one. I hate women.
Not stay gay, but
I mean, even gay men. I've never heard of gay men. I mean, I've had gay friends or we party. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I've never. That's just their sexual preference.
as far as hate. No.
I'm talking, yeah. I mean, but even if they don't say it, even the energy they give towards women, I don't know anybody like that. Men, but I do know women that are like that. You mentioned a man, and oh my God, it's just the ugliest things come out of their mouth.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's a narrative that's going around right now where certain men are talking about how women love versus how men love, and it basically is saying that men love women for real.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, 100%.
I agree.
What? Thinking about that, because we're not like she needs to be this, she needs to have this status. No, we love you,
right? For you,
yeah, for you.
Are.
And when a man loves a woman, I mean, and this is once again more or less in my own experience, it's forever. Yeah. Even she could do the most wretched stuff to you and you still love her.
Bruh, I know that to be true.
So but for women, that's not true. Mm-hmm. That is not true. Women have a switch.
Is there do you think there's a few exceptions out there for the women?
There's always the exception for a certain type of man. But if you look at the exception to the rule, the woman, she still has men that she at some point loved and don't love no more. Mm-hmm. There might be one man that she can't get out of her mind, and that's what people always go to. But holistically speaking, women will cut you off and forget you existed.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely, any woman that I genuinely cared for, they're still there. Like, doesn't mean, not still there as in my day-to-day, but just in my heart, right? I still have love for them if I actually love them and care for them. And don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. There's probably only 2 or 3.
Yeah,
right?
it's not every woman, but
But I mean, most women, he's dead to me. Like they they're snip, they're cut.
Yeah.
So
Do you think if a woman puts you in the friend zone that it's a possibility to get out of it?
I'm not currently in the friend zone anywhere.
Yeah, you can navigate the friend zone. It's not a
Do you
void.
want to?
Do you want to?
Okay, hold on. So let me clarify what I believe the friend zone is based upon what I've heard and my feelings. So the friend zone is not just a woman that you're trying to talk to or that you're interested in, and then she's just like, oh no, I'm not trying to date or whatever. Let's just be friends, right? It's not just that. What the friend zone would be basically a man is providing boyfriend time, boyfriend attention, boyfriend. Maybe we'll hang out and I'll pay for the whole thing, right? He's basically being a boyfriend, and the girl is basically stringing him along, right? Where she's maybe giving him a little bit of attention just to keep him kind of there, but she's not going to give him sex. She doesn't give him any kind of like true physical time or attention. And the woman also won't allow him to, she'll do enough so that he won't go like dating other women, things like that, right? It kind of keeps him locked in one place, hoping and wanting, right? That is, when I heard that was what I heard was designed as the friend zone, not just being a guy that's trying to talk to her. She's doing something to keep your attention and getting resources and time and things from you. That is then the friend zone, okay? So I just wanted to just clarify what I believed the friend zone to be. So based upon that, I would say that I've been in the friend zone in that way before. And that was me people pleasing, right? Being a nice guy. And at this point in time, do I think you can get out of it? I mean, yes. So I'll let you talk about that because I think that was your answer. But for me, I don't even want to be in it. Like if I show you that I'm interested in you, and you are clearly not interested in me in that way,
that's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I'm not going to be in your friend zone. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to be kind. It doesn't mean I'm not still going to be Steven, right? If I think that you're a friend, and if I just, and don't get it twisted, if I find you attractive and maybe I think one day I can get some buns, that don't mean I won't float around, but I'm not going to be providing you with boyfriend benefits, boyfriend time, boyfriend resources, taking you on dates if I don't think that I won't get something out of it. Now, something out of it, let me clarify. So, women, so a relationship, your time, your attention, or sex. So those are things that I would get out of it, right? Well, woman support, the things that women provide is taking my content and saying, yo, follow Stephen Michael on Instagram, right? These are things that women can provide to men that are valuable. So I don't want to be in the friend zone. And I think that if men are in the friend zone, they just need to leave. And I don't think you can get out of it. Maybe in time.
Okay, so to me that's different.
Okay.
I think that that's a whole different level.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't even classify that as the friend zone. That's just manipulation.
I mean, but what is the friend zone?
The friend zone is you meet a person, right, of the opposite sex, you're a female, you meet a person of the opposite sex, and they just don't do it for you. You like them. You're like, y'all are cool. You spend time, but they just don't do it. They don't have that edge. It's that you're not a 20%er.
So then what typically happens in that scenario?
So what typically happens is the girl will say, oh, he's my friend, right? And when she talks about, him with other women, yeah, he's cool, but you know what I mean? That type of energy. And typically the dude is not, he's not being overtly aggressive, like trying to like date her or be, which is why he can stay in the friend zone, because it's not like, yo, like we're gonna go on a date, well, we can get together, we can hang out, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he's like, yo, I want to be with you. He usually will just be like, let me fall back and let me play this position and let me see if I can move up at some point.
See, I see what you're saying, and I don't think it's wrong. But I think that, like, if we look at the word friend and what is a friend, friends are someone you're usually going to spend time with. Like,
yeah,
friends,
you do spend time with this person. I mean, you can spend time with them or just texting them.
But even if you're a friend if you're spending a little bit of time with them, you're still giving of yourself.
Yes, 100%.
So you're
but
giving.
you don't have to give to be friend zoned.
No, of course not. But I'm saying, but the friend zone is still. I think that you said it's something completely different. I think that the friend zone is much larger than what you're saying, and you're talking about maybe the beginning of a friend zone.
Well, if you look at if you look at a relationship over the span of 10 years and you condense it down, it's 100% what you're saying.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, when I think of friend zone from a woman's point of mind, it's a dude that he just doesn't do it for.
And he's just around.
And he's around.
But he still but she still gets the benefits
she does.
of him.
Yes, but it doesn't have to be an intentional thing, because what
No, it
you're
doesn't.
talking about is manipulation.
Well, I mean, I think, but no, that is, well, the way that I maybe have portrayed it is manipulative, but it's still manipulation either way.
Yeah, because you said she's doing something to keep him
Stringing him along.
I mean, but she can't. But that doesn't mean just because she's doing it to string him along doesn't mean she's intentionally doing it. She can send him a picture that's half sexy. Does that not keep him around?
Hey, what do you think about this?
Correct.
What do you think of this?
I mean, look, I have women that I don't have anyone that has friend zoned me, but right
Yes, you
now,
have.
no, right now, no, I've definitely been friend zoned.
Everybody's been friend
but I'm
zoned.
saying, like, even now, like the people, well, I guess it's a little bit of a different situation because they want me and I don't necessarily want them. So they'll send me pictures and stuff, and I'm like, oh, but I'm like, nah. But before, I've gotten pictures, and it's just like, why are you sending me this? You say you don't want me. It's confusing now, right?
Well, because women live in a different dimension than we do. They do. Like,
true.
A lot of them. I mean,
men are from Mars, women from Venus.
Yeah.
A lot of them are delusional. They are, and they don't pay attention. They go through life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't. It's like so. It from the outside looking in, it's like, bro, this dude obviously likes you.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's just my friend. Fresh and Fit do this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They have girls come on the panel and they'll be talking about this. Oh yeah, they'll say men and women can't be friends. I've got so many guy friends. They're just better to be around. Okay, cool. So and is this really your friend? And and they would never try anything. And I'm like, yes, he's really a platonic friend. Okay, call him right now and tell him that you've been thinking and you're just wondering, like, if we could just hook up one time. Just call them and see, and they will do it. And every time. So and women live in that world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the real world. It's not the world we live in.
It's their truth.
It's their truth.
I'm trying to think. Is there any woman out there that I'm friends with?
You think you're in the friend zone?
Would I smash that I consider friends? Like, would I smash if they gave me the opportunity?
Mel, you're different though. So I don't even think that's a fair question to ask you because you're not a typical man. So
yeah, because I'm like, nope.
I mean, like, smashing in a relationship are different. I mean, I'm very careful with who I want to engage.
Would you smash your friends if they gave you the opportunity to?
It depends.
Pause. You ain't smashing me, man.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm really not in that place like right now where I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I personally, where I'm at right now, I really would like to only have sex with a girl that I'm actively pursuing a relationship with, or I feel like it is potential to be a relationship. I don't want to just.
This is just wasted effort or energy.
It's just, what's the point, right? There's so much risk for having 30 minutes to an hour of intimacy, and then it's
hour?
just. No. Listen to the word I said.
An hour? Huh?
30 minutes to an hour of intimacy. Okay, right, which includes
Everything.
Everything, right? The pre, the middle.
We're gonna be nibbling on that
And then
neck
the
for
end.
45 minutes.
Right, 49. 5 minutes of me getting down to
now
that.
we ready, girl. You ready? All right, I'm about to give you the best 5 minutes of your life.
That's about what you. Right.
Strap in.
Better strap in, right?
I'm about to go hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm out of breath. And
But
I'm
nah,
getting
man.
old.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, listen, I don't really have like female friends, Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, now, when I say friends, I'm talking about, what's a friend? Like, somebody who is, if there's a mutually beneficial relationship. Most of the females that I have in my life that are friends, they don't give me any benefit, right? There's maybe a
They
couple.
don't give you benefit for what? Life or just
Life.
Life. What do you?
Like,
What do
there's
you?
no benefit.
They're taking way more than they're giving.
Okay.
Right? They'll because if you, I had to think about this the other day. It's like, oh, these are my friends, and I'm like, no. They hit me up when they need health advice. They hit me up when they want a smoothie recipe. They want to know what's my opinion on this pill. What's my opinion on this herb?
Yeah.
And it's just like, these are not my friends.
Right.
These are clients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, these are my friends bring value to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Steven, I was thinking about you. I want to send you something. You know,
Right.
like, hey, I see all the stuff that you're doing, or what can I do for you to, can I, right? Do you share my content?
Or
Like,
what are you up to today?
right. Like, if you were my friend, you would be bringing value to my life. I bring value. We bring value to people's lives. You can say, well, Steven's my friend. Yeah, because I bring value to your life. What value are you bringing to mine?
But do you think friendship is only about the value that you bring to someone's life?
Yes.
I mean, what? Yes.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, yeah. I mean, if you're only taking, you're not giving, you're not a friend. You're a leech.
I had a conversation with somebody who tried to tell me that there are friendships where people literally don't do anything for each other, and I'm like, no, there's not.
That's what.
That's
What is
delusion.
what? Was it a woman?
Yes.
Of course.
Of
There you
course,
go.
of
Because
course.
she's not doing anything.
Of course. Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, if it's not a mutually beneficial relationship, I'm not interested.
Most men are giving 90% more than women in a friendship. Like, when I say a friend, if y'all were my friend, y'all know I'm single, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna start looking, Oh, Steven, I got a couple friends. I got some girls that probably would be good for you. My friend would then be putting me on with her friends, right? My friend would be like, yo, you know what? Listen, I'm trying to grow my business. I'm share my content. My friend would share my content, right? These are the things that women would do, like, because women think, well, what is a man doing for me who's my friend? I'm giving them advice. I'm giving them money, or maybe I'll send them $20 for their birthday on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or bailing them out of some predicament, or
Right.
changing their tire, or
right,
putting up a painting.
going out and they somebody scraped their car. You go out and I detail it for them. These are things that a man does to offer benefit to a relationship for friends, right? Women are different. And they think, well, I don't have money to do that. You don't have to provide money, right? It could be sharing content. Women are so influential, and they are have the ability to be influenced. Share my information with them.
You know a cool thing that a woman friend could do for a guy like you or me or Mel? Hey, man, what do you have going on right now? Oh, I'm putting together a program or whatever. Send it to me. Let me look it over. Let me test it. Let me help you improve it. Who's your avatar? Who are you selling to? Oh, it's women. Let me give you some advice on how you could tell this content to that type of audience, since I'm that audience. Like, there's so many things that a woman could do. It's not just nothing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that a woman could do. They just don't think about it. They
Right.
don't care because they're selfish. It's all about them. And it's not overt selfish, and it's like,
Yeah.
just give me. That's just the way life is right now.
Yeah.
And there's exceptions out there, because I know a lot of people in the comments will be like,
Oh, we're
I
not
do
the
this
same."
for my man and all
And it's
that.
probably cap. But the reality is, we don't talk about exceptions to the rule because there's no benefit there.
Yeah.
There's an exception to every rule. So if there's an exception to every rule, why talk about anything? Because if that all you're ever going to do is go to the exception, why have discussion about anything?
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right. Shout out to the ladies out there.
I don't like doing that, man. Like that whole, not all.
Because I see that oftentimes, even like a reel that I made on YouTube where Steven was talking about, well, a short that I made on YouTube that Steven was talking about something about women. And then someone left in the comments, I don't be like that. I do this. Oh, it's about shopping. When y'all talk about women be shopping.
Yeah.
My man shops more than me. That was just like, okay, of course there's going to be some exceptions, but
I just find it interesting that people do that. Like, we're having a conversation about something, but then again, do you live in a world of delusion? Because if you live in a world of delusion and you're the star of your show and everything revolves around you, then anything that doesn't speak directly to you, it is.
Yeah, it's because the short is called "The Man is Still Controlling the Money," and then the commoner said, "I disagree. I think it depends on the person and their level of maturity. I try to hang on to the money so he doesn't spend it on crap that's not needed."
I mean,
what are you disagreeing
That's
with?
just the relationship. This is how relationships work. I mean, if you have for example, somebody said to me recently, they were like, "Matt, you have the most discipline out of anyone I know," right? And I know that they were talking about it in relativeness to health. Discipline is discipline, but I said, you know what? Thank you, I appreciate that. I think that I have very, very powerful emotional, physical, and mental discipline. I said, but I'm working on financial discipline right now, right? There's a lot of things that I can be doing better. And I think that if you take a woman in that situation, this is how women can be very powerful. You can take a woman in that situation, and if you have one and you let her know that, hey, listen, I'm focusing on being more disciplined with finances, then when you're going to make a purchase or something, she can say, well, listen, babe, I think you were talking about finances. Maybe you don't need that. Or maybe you can do this, or maybe you can buy it in payments instead of paying it all at once, or whatever, right? Just having somebody there to be a help or support for men, we find that extremely valuable.
Yeah.
Right? And these are the things that women can bring to the table that are extremely beneficial to men. But the problem, right? But the problem is that so many women are masculine now. They think that they need to, when they say I'm bringing to the table, or I am the table, which is the house, it's cars, it's money, it's resource. It's like, no, that's not what any of us want. So you're bringing things. Maybe I'm not saying that you're invaluable or you don't bring things. Great. Maybe you got a couple dollars and maybe you'll get me something for my birthday. Like maybe, but that's not what I want. So I put value on you making me feel like a man. You telling me, Stephen, I'm proud of you, right? You rubbing my back or touching me in places where I maybe feel insecure in a soft, feminine way and tell me I love this about you.
Oh,
like,
man.
I mean, that is feminine. Those things are what drives a man crazy. Those are the things that get a man to do that will go out and marry you and then die for you in war.
Talk about
it's that type of stuff. Not bringing your degrees, not bringing all of your I do this, I have a business. Like, bro, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. That stuff can be fantastic, great. Okay, but it's those soft things, right, that get a man to melt and that will literally do anything for you. He'll give you his last.
Turn me into a hot pocket.
Bro, but those women are now becoming, it's a lost art. Like,
yeah, it's a lost art.
And I'll say this, and they're not going to like this part, but a lot of times now we see those women and those women are in society the most obese. Right, because they've now had to develop softness or sensitiveness because
they're less desirable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And that is because men are visual. So you have so what you're finding is that you're having the larger or more overweight women are more soft and gentle when they'll be the ones that'll be like, oh, there's lots of good women out here that'll be soft and yeah, they are, but they're not the women that men are typically wanting. Right, because a lot of men will see that as you're undisciplined. They'll see that as you don't take care of yourself. They'll see that as you won't be able to take care of a house. Because
just thinking about that makes it like a difficult dating market.
Exactly.
To find someone.
So you either get feminine and overweight, or you get in shape or masculine. And then maybe you have this little thing in between in the middle where it's like, okay, well, I can deal with a little bit of this, Like, it's terrible out here.
Bro, that sounds grim.
It's crazy,
that
right?
Sounds dark.
But is that not what we're seeing?
That's exactly what it is.
I've also noticed with girls who were obese and lost weight, they still maintain that as well.
The softness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
So those are you know what I'm saying?
So we basically need to find the big girls, you know what I mean? Help them lose weight.
But yes, that would be a perfect plan because there are some beautiful overweight women.
Yeah.
The problem is they're overweight for a reason.
Right.
They don't have discipline.
They don't have
Yeah.
the discipline.
So it's like you
even the
can't just
mindset.
like a woman can't expect to change a man can't expect to change a woman. Now, men have a stronger influence on women. So you could likely go in there, but it's going to be an uphill battle. And do you want to fight it?
And then is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Because then we also have to understand, because people, I get this all the time, right? I don't think, probably you don't, Chris, but I get it all the time. Like, I'll say, well, listen, this is what I'm looking for in a woman, right? And they'll be like, well, Steven, this is what you do. You can help her lose weight. And I'm like, bro, first of all, I'm not going to date a woman that I'm coaching,
Right.
number one. And number two, I also understand that women are always looking for the best. So if they feel like, well, Steven gave me this and he helped me get here. So then what? You're going to lose 200 pounds and what? You're going to leave? Right? Like, I invested all this time, this energy, and this effort into you. I bought you a juicer. I do this. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. And then you're going to leave because now you're a baddie. And then all of a sudden something happened to me and I had a rough 6 months or something. Yeah. Oh, absolutely not. Like, no, I'm not going to invest in that way.
You dropping a lot of gems, man.
Am I?
You better start selling. You better start selling these gems, cuz.
And you know, the crazy thing is, I got my coaching program that I'm revamping, and it's completely changed. You can't even coach with me right now. And it's going to be on an app, and it's in the works right now as we speak, man.
Oh man,
it's all in the works, man.
Yeah, you know I mean, look out for that.
So
look out
for that.
Coming soon.
You know what I mean?
Hey, for y'all, for all y'all,
here we go.
For all
Here
y'all, we got the AHA retreat coming up. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all. You know,
AHA retreat.
I don't know.
I
don't know if you already know. I don't know if you even know what I'm talking about. But we got the AHA wellness retreat coming up. So if you guys want to learn some life skills, all the coaches gonna be there. That's the whole.
We're gonna be there.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
We're going to Tennessee Smoky Mountains
For real.
August 21st to the 20th.
August 20th to the 23rd.
20th to the 23rd. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna feed you a little bit. And we're going to feed you, and we're going to feed you.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Put a little knowledgeable shit since everybody else doing little drops. Hey, check out my coaching program. I'll put a little link description below. You know what I mean? Get them habits right. Get that mindset right. You feel me? You know what I mean? We coaching out here, baby.
We coaching out here, man.
Changing lives one at a time.
One at a time.
All right, next thing we're going to talk about. Y'all familiar with Scott Adams?
Nope.
Have you ever heard that name before?
Nope.
Okay. This is perfect. Okay. I'll set it up. Scott Adams is like an author who does. He's an author, but he also draws for like the comic. It's like Dilbert.
Okay, that's an old comic.
That's very old.
But it's still being published or so.
Okay.
And so recently he has a YouTube channel now, but he was talking about a poll, and this poll it's called like a Rasmussen poll. And then the poll was asking, do you agree with this statement?
Okay.
And the statement was, it's okay to be white. That was the statement in this poll.
So do you agree, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they do like strongly disagree, agree, don't know, or
okay.
less disagree or strongly, whatever. And 53%.
Before you even get the results, 53% is bad.
Well,
it's already.
I mean, it's already bad.
Because you already know what.
Yeah, so that means that 53, or you know what I mean, it's already bad.
It's already bad.
53% of black people, black Americans, they said they think it's okay to be white. It's okay to be white. And so that made him... I have a clip.
This is crazy.
Rather y'all listen to him in his own words because it's
53%.
It's pretty out there. Let me check it out. Okay, here it is.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. Mm-hmm. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away.
God!
There's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. All right, this can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population, because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods.
Oh yeah.
So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America, because it doesn't seem like it pays off.
I mean, that's basically the gist of what he was saying, because he supported the Black Lives Matter.
Well, that was his fault.
That's his first problem.
Right. But yeah, he even talked about that later with Hotep Jesus. And, he did a lot of things of trying to support the black community, but he saw this poll and was like,
okay. So
what are your thoughts about that?
So first of all, that poll is bullshit.
Yeah. It was created to be divisive.
Correct. The poll is bullshit, first of all. There's no context. It's like, what do you mean? Right? Like,
well, we know what it means.
I mean, it's bullshit. My answer was, yeah, I'm cool with white people. I mean, obviously, what are you talking? You know what I'm saying? Like, but as soon as you said 53%, like me and Chris both were like, bro, this is bad. Yeah, no matter which side it lands on, is bad. Yeah, and what it does is it creates division and stuff like this. People that are trying. God, this is why I said what I said on that episode, whatever, couple episodes ago, when I said black people are racist, and they were like, oh, black people can't be racist. They're racist. They're prejudiced. They're whatever, right?
I think we found that they are racist.
They are,
yeah.
and they're prejudiced, and this is the reason. Like we sit here and we always focus on the extremities, right? The extreme versions or the exceptions. Oh, white people, they enslaved us. Man, shut your ass up. Like, none of y'all lived through slavery. None of y'all lived through the 60s. None of y'all lived through segregation. Most of at this point, all of our races and everything are being integrated, right? People are having mixed children. Like, in what point in time are y'all going to just say, you know what, white people are cool? Because most of them are. Right, you're talking about a very small percentage of the top 0.1% of white men that are controlling a bunch of stuff that you don't like and that are making laws or stemming laws against you. The average white person that you see every day has no fucking problem with you. Like, I hate this shit. I don't like cussing, but that just made me mad. Like, I hate this. And not because I have mixed children or anything like that, because I do, right? But in which I would have black children, doesn't matter. Like, but what people don't see and what they don't understand is that this is the stuff that that keeps our community exactly where it's at. And yes, it's the black community, but if you feel as though the black community is lower, then you're gonna need somebody that's higher than you to help pull you up, or you're gonna need someone that's lower than you to help push you up. Right? If you're stuck in a ditch, the only way you're going to get out is someone from the top pulls you up or someone from the bottom pushes you up. One way or the other. And we have a crab mentality. So every time another black person tries to pull themselves up, then you have all these other crabs, all these other black people pulling them down. Which means that you would need someone above you to help you pull yourself up. This is why we teach that we need to have people in our circle that are doing better than us. Right? One of my friends one day said, man, Steven, you're the smartest dudes I know. And of course, I took it as a good thing, but at the time, but then I realized, like, that's a problem for Steven.
Yeah, you need to change your circle.
Correct. Like, then how am I growing? And I realized I wasn't. Right. So we want to grow and we want to get better. Then we need the people that we feel like are above us, which either need to be more black people. But if you feel like black people aren't even that successful, well, then damn it, you need white people. So I hate this stuff, man. I don't like using
Indian people or.
We're talking about black and white, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you usually don't see the divisiveness between Indian and black people.
Well, because they have color to them.
So it's not really, you know what I'm saying? We're all colored. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't see it.
Like, bro, did Don Lemon make that post?
He made a statement of saying, like, what he was talking about as far as like black neighborhoods.
Okay, so Don Lemon didn't make the post. Don Lemon he's taken something from what Don said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is absolutely true. There's a lot more problems. There's different types of problems in black neighborhoods versus white, because I've lived in both.
Yeah.
And right now we live in a very diverse neighborhood, and so and there's different problems here as well. With that being said, the energy is also different in those types of communities as well. It's not just as simple as saying there's more problems here than there. Yeah, that might be true, but energy is different as well. Like, we don't deal with Karens in black neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Not in the quantity or the quality that you do in a white neighborhood. So there's differences. Obviously, I'm with Steven. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this. I think that there is a level of accountability that Scott needs to have in all of this, because I think that his reaction is extreme.
Yes.
But it's probably because he was on the extreme other side before. So
He is a liberal.
He's hurt.
He considers himself a liberal. He is on the left.
Right, whatever that means.
That's your first
So
problem.
so he went from one extreme to the other. So cool. So I don't really feel bad for him. I think what he's saying is fine, and I think it's okay if he wants to, move to the other side of the tracks because he feels like he's not being reciprocated, which is fine.
It was the same thing that we just talked about with women.
Well, this is what I was going to tie it into, because the quote unquote black people who think that white people are racist and all that stuff, it's the same thing that women do to men. Women treat all men as if they're the 1%ers, because the 1%ers are the ones that have the control. They can manipulate women. They can get whatever they want. They can trash women, and that's all the women want to date. So that's all women really run into. I mean, to a degree, that 20% or whatever. And so every man, the 80%, gets treated like he's the 1% or the 20%, and he's not. But what the quote unquote black people are doing is they are treating every white person like they're that 1% white person.
Right.
And it's like, so y'all are just as delusional as women. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why we get all this really crazy feedback when we say, yeah, white males are the most attacked man and the most unprotected man in America today. That's why we can get that pushback and say that we're coons and racist and crazy or whatever they call us. I don't know. It's because y'all can't see the big picture. And so obviously the poll was trash, but I think what the poll is actually saying, and this, I guess, is just my take. Is it okay to be white? Is it okay to act white? Is it okay to represent what white represents? You know what I'm saying? That's when I heard it, that's what I thought. And there's another piece to quote unquote whiteness that I think a lot of people were actually responding to in the poll, which is the negative.
Yeah.
But that, once again, that's the 1%ers. And that's the problem. So for him to be discouraged, he's not really reading the poll right. And how could he?
I mean, the poll is trash.
Well, that was a white dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You
look white to me.
All right. So as a white male, you don't know what it's like to be a quote unquote black person. So he can't actually read the poll correctly. That's why his reaction to it is so over the top.
So extreme.
I know the poll is bad, but I also understand why black people voted that way. It's because they're saying the worst of the worst white is what they have in their mind. And no, it's not okay to be that.
Correct.
That's what they're actually saying.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it's going to come across, of course.
I wonder if their experiences with white people based on that vote is a reality versus what they've been told white people have done or do. Because a lot of people don't have a lot of, like, there's some people who have experiences of white people being racism and, being in a position of power and holding them back. But that's only based on the perception that they received from the media or the things that they've read versus an actual experience.
I mean, I don't know I've only had very few actual racist experiences.
I've had probably less than 10.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm less than that too. I probably had less than that because I also lived in Delaware most of my life, so it was a very, reasonable place.
I've knowledgeably had one, and I was just
walking
home.
And you
from
were in
work.
Cincinnati, so you were in with a lot of black people.
Yeah.
So, and most of mine happened in that area also, right? Kentucky, Ohio,
Pennsylvania,
New
New York.
New York.
New York.
But even then, I mean, overtly, clearly racist. Like, not very many.
I say less than 10 because I could probably only think of less than 5, but I don't want to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
There's probably some overt racism I've experienced
That you're just not aware of.
that I'm just not aware of. But
if I take out bars, clubs, and stuff like that, it's probably even lower. Because off the top of my head, I'm thinking of 3, and they happen in bars and clubs.
Yeah.
Which is like when you put alcohol with that, yeah, maybe they weren't being racist.
Was that racist or just prejudice?
I don't.
well,
I mean,
Xbox Live, you have a lot of
I literally was about to say that.
Xbox Live, you have a lot of racism,
I don't count that though.
but it doesn't count.
It's just like, bro,
just
y'all are just
trolling.
They're just trolling.
and you're upset, right? You're mad, and you just I will hear 2 white people arguing. They'll call each other.
Yeah.
I was on my way home from school one day when I used to live in the country, and this child that I think went to school with me was in the backseat of somebody's car. Maybe he's like an older brother or something. I couldn't imagine him doing this in front of his parents, but he screamed. I was walking home. He screamed out the window, "My dad with the KKK. He's gonna kill you!" Like, that was the most racist thing I've ever experienced.
Damn.
You know, being in 2nd or 3rd grade, walking home, and some child being like, "My dad's with the KKK. He's gonna kill you." You know what I'm saying? That was the worst experience that I had.
So to add on to that, what Scott Adams was talking about, would you all want to live in an all-black neighborhood? And I'll answer this question first. I would be okay with living in an all-black neighborhood if I had like-minded black people. Like, if I had a Chris James, a Stephen Michael, a 19 Keys, a David Shands, just people who are very conscious, who are all about bettering themselves and bettering their community. Now, what I will say is I don't want to be anywhere near niggas.
Yes, I agree.
I don't want to be anywhere near niggas. Why? Because
You sound like Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
You sound like Uncle Ruckus.
But bro, I'm telling you, as I've grown and I've learned, I'm just like, I don't want to be around these destructive motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, they're destroying their own community.
Which has nothing to do with their skin color. It's really just the energy behind
It's a culture,
them.
Yeah, it's definitely a culture, but I just think about the when I was growing up in Roseline, when it coming from English Woods, and just seeing how so many people of the same color are just destroying one another or fighting one another. And I know things are kind of set up this way, so they start off, lesser than.
Right.
So they become the product of their environment. But I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be around anything negative where people, they see you shine and you grow and you become you basically become a rose growing out of concrete, and you become that beacon of hope, and people try to bring you down, like I was speaking about earlier. You coming out of your community and people just want to keep you here. No, I can't. I cannot be fighting, and I am past that. So keep me away from niggas.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with you. I wouldn't change anything you said, right? Having like-minded individuals, people that are high vibrational, they, it don't got to be a whole community of vegans, but, people that are looking to make changes, maybe have a community garden, that type of energy, right? Or even just professionals, just in general. Yeah, people. I want to be in a neighborhood. If I was going to be in an all-black neighborhood, I want to be with people like me.
Right.
But other than that, I think that diversity is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and even in our health, right, we find that diversity is a good thing. So I don't see why living amongst only yourselves, and I mean, I can see how it would be a benefit if there's a certain level of thing that you're trying to create. But I believe that being diverse when it comes to our communities and our cultures and things like that, there's plenty of things that I learned. For example, religion, right? I mean, grew up Christian, but then I started to learn things that came from, right, the Quran, things that Muslims, right? I started to learn, teachings from Buddhists, right? And those things really helped me see what spirituality was and see it on a bigger picture and help me grow. Diversity. So, would I? Sure, under certain circumstances. Was that what I would desire? Right? If I could opportunely pick what I wanted, I'd probably say no, because I like having different cultures.
Yeah. Like a melting pot.
Yeah, but I would still want them, if I can make it what I want, I'd still want them on the same frequency. But, maybe you have these Koreans and you have these Italians and the Spaniards, and they come from different places.
Did you say Spaniards?
Spanish?
I'm asking, did you just say Spaniards?
Yes. Is that the wrong word?
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah.
Italians, Spaniards, is that wrong? Is that bad?
I don't know if you're saying Italians and Spaniards, or if you're looking for Spanish Mexicans.
No,
but
Spaniards from Spain. Spaniards?
it's just
no?
a weird. The term is fine. I just find it weird to use. That's all.
I think
It's not wrong.
It's like saying Negroes.
Right, exactly.
For black
exactly. Dang, man, you caught that quick. Yeah,
got you,
it's
man.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Am I being racist?
No,
it's just weird.
Covertly.
I think it's just an old,
just an uncommon
old
phrase.
terminology.
Well, I like history.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to hang out.
Yeah, I would love Spaniards in my neighborhood.
I'm hanging out with a couple Negroes later on.
No, man, y'all are making me look bad. This is not the same thing.
It's exactly
On
the
my
same
internet.
thing.
No, it's not. Nah, man. I'm not gonna hold on a second.
You keep spelling it wrong.
It's not.
S-P,
It's
not
not.
S-O, your big ass thumb.
Yeah.
Them
I don't know how to
Snickers,
spell it.
them Snickers bars.
Spaniard, plural noun, a native or inhabitant of Spain, a person of Spanish descent.
Yeah, he's just saying it's just a different
It's
phrase.
just-
We didn't say it was
Mel-
racist or
Mel
wrong.
nailed
Y'all gassed it up like I was being racist or something. Saying, "Oh, a
Nah,
bunch of Negroes."
you projecting, man.
Yes,
I'm projecting.
Yeah.
I said it with no problem.
bro. The reason I stopped you is exactly why Mel said it. Spaniard is to Negro as Negro is to Spaniard. Like
It's just an uncommon
old
term
terminology
to call someone. That's
Oh.
it.
Okay. Well, I like history, and that's what they used to call them. And I'm not being racist, Spanish people.
No one's saying
No
anything.
one's saying.
you know what?
You're the only one.
In my damn monologue, it fit.
It's perfectly fine.
I said Koreans. I didn't say Korea people.
You're really not getting it. You're not getting it. Move on.
Yeah,
I'm
keep
okay.
moving, man. Move on.
I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, if you have those people with the same mindset, they said that there's so many vegetables in the world that you won't be able to eat all of them in a lifetime, right? So we have certain things that are.
How do you know that?
That's what.
It's actually pretty easy to understand
there's
because
like 80,000 different types of like plants or something
That are
different
natural
varieties.
or
yeah, you have to think two natural plants can mate.
yeah.
So
Nature does it all the time.
Nature does it all the time.
Nature hybrids foods.
So it's not as if there's a fixed amount of plants
Gotcha.
or something.
So a lot of stuff's in the rainforest and stuff, just plants that we'll never see, But a lot of these plants and stuff they use in different places. So if they have the understanding of, well, this plant is good, right? We have certain plants that we use that are good for us, yada, yada, yada. But then you go to Africa, right? You go to, all these other places, they have the same thing, but then they're different. So I think that for overall variety is a good thing.
So my thing is this. I'm not going to put an asterisk on it. I'd actually prefer to live in a quote unquote black community. And the reason why is actually part of a point that you made. It's actually the opposing end of it. I think that at this point in time, where we are culturally speaking, as copper people, we need to be together. I think we're fractured right now, and for me to say that I want to be in a diverse group, it sounds great. Holistically, like all things considered, with us not being in a fractured state, yes. Because I love diversity. I think that it's the spice of life, it's like, but the problem is that's not where we actually are. And I think in order for us to repair the damage to our community and our culture, we need to be together, because what we are right now is divided.
Yeah.
So I would actually prefer to be in a copper community. And, I think there's a lot of benefit to being in a community like that than not.
This is true.
And if you look at history, you like history, you look at history and you look at the communities that we had that were copper communities, you see our excellence. So you really can't, because what you're actually talking about something we've never seen.
Well, correct.
So if we're really looking, if we're really
Well,
talking,
this is a dream world scenario.
right? But if we're really looking at something that we could be like, nah, we could point to that and be like, no, that actually worked. That actually worked.
Yeah.
So that is actually what I would prefer, and that's the asterisk that I will put on it. I'd be okay with Asians being there and Mexicans being there. It's not like it's got to be 100%, but if we could say a community that's 80 to 90% copper, yeah, I would love that.
So what about the niggas?
Yeah,
I didn't say anything about niggas. We're not talking about niggas. The question wasn't.
That was just mine.
The question wasn't, would you rather be in a community of niggas or a community of white people? That wasn't the question.
Yeah.
So I don't even need to bring that into it.
Okay.
Because there's this idea that you have black, and then you have a subset of black that is niggas. No, black people and niggas are two different things.
Yeah,
That's true.
So there's no reason for me to put that on there, because there's white niggas.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I like what I would say is I'll be in a black community or whatever, copper community, but I wouldn't want to be in the projects.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest. What are we talking about when he says there's more problems in the black community than in white or whatever?
Some
What
of
are we
the
talking?
hood.
We're talking about the hood.
Yeah.
And
He's very extreme, as you pointed out.
yeah. We're not talking about DeSoto or I think it's DeSoto, the black with the black mayor and all that stuff. Where they
DeSoto
actually
black?
doing. I think it's DeSoto.
Like Irving's
Or Duncanville.
Spanish, right?
Duncanville.
Mexican.
It's either DeSoto or Duncanville. Maybe it's Duncanville. We're not talking about that. Y'all are probably not familiar with it.
I haven't been over there enough to know.
But I don't know-
It's
I don't-
Duncanville.
I don't
It's
know. I have no
Duncanville.
idea.
It's where we had our event, the first
was in
AHA
DeSoto.
event. No, that was in Duncanville.
No, that wasn't DeSoto.
It's DeSoto.
Steven, you weren't even here.
I remember the flyer, Slower. Are you gonna look it up? He can't be wrong.
You know what I was thinking?
Oh,
Denton. It's too many D's.
Oh, so where was it?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
It was in DeSoto.
It was in
I
DeSoto.
distinctively remember that because there's someone that lives in that's from where I'm from, literally the same street where I'm from. He lives here now, and he moved to DeSoto. And it's like, oh, DeSoto was that event where he had his. I was like, oh, he's actually out in this area, and it was a predominantly black area.
Okay, yeah. So that's the area, and it's good. There was something I was thinking about. In Chicago, I'm sure y'all familiar. In Chicago, there's a young black guy running for mayor. No?
I don't know.
No.
Oh, they didn't get that woman up out of there.
Bro, yo, I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, he would be great for this position. I don't know if it's possible. I don't
He's
know.
young? You said
He's young.
Like 25, 20.
Yeah, he's young. He's
Oh.
young, but he is on point. And not when I say he's on point, it's not even just his plan. He's got the whole Obama thing going. Like the dude has it. He says, I want to say he uses the word folks because whenever I think about Obama, I think of folks. Like folks out here, he doesn't say people. He said folks.
As your president.
Yes, that is the proper way to address the American people. Folks here, but anyway, the point is, the dude is an absolute ace, and then his actual policy is incredible, right? So they I guess they were doing a debate or whatever. I don't get into this stuff at all, so I don't know
this up.
anything. Yeah, dude.
Because this woman, I don't know if she's governor or whatever she is. She's and it has nothing to do with her being a woman. This person, she's trash.
Well,
For
Chicago's not the state, so she would be governor of
Well, no, I think she's governor.
governor. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think
Or no, mayor. Governor's the state.
governor is bigger state.
Yeah.
Mayor is city.
Yeah.
I don't think he's running for governor. I think he's running for mayor of Chicago.
Okay.
I believe. But they said so he said so it's something about the police. You're not going to have like a task force, like a gang task force. It was a question around like a gang task force. And he was like, "No, I'm not going to allocate time and resource to a gang task force. I'm going to take those funds or those resources and I'm going to allocate it towards creating opportunities for the children." He said we're gonna focus on the children. We're gonna get we're gonna open up the schools and we're gonna have programs and opportunities, because at the end of the day, the problem is not trying to manage the gangs. Why do people get into gangs?
There you go.
It's the most obvious thing. Everybody knows it, but politicians are gonna say we're gonna crack down on crime. We're gonna okay, but you're not getting to the root cause. Like he's literally like an AHA root cause guy.
Yeah.
And
That's dope.
I don't know if this is even a feasible thing for this man, but I'll tell you this. I don't vote. But if I was in Chicago, I'd vote for him.
You go out and vote.
I'd go out. I would go out of my way.
You must like him because you don't.
I would go out of my way.
I would do that too. Just like if Trump was. I'm just playing, but
No, you're not.
I'm not.
Let's keep it on. Keep it a buck. No, you're not.
I'm not. Because seeing the way this world's going, and I know it's in control in some form or fashion. If I had to put my 2 cents in, I mean, go ahead.
I'm assuming Trump's running.
He announced he was, but a lot of stuff has happened. I have been following. He's got all these lawsuits. All this stuff is happening, man. DeSantis 2024, man.
Really?
I mean, Trump. I don't know what's happening with him, man.
Trump changed, but Trump did. I mean, even though it's like a political thing, he did give water to Ohio when no one else did.
I mean,
There's a lot of things.
Trump, you know what I'm saying? Trump should just run as he'll never do this, unfortunately. But if it was a DeSantis Trump ticket,
They should run together. You think?
Yeah. But as Trump as the vice, even though I don't think he'll ever do that.
That's that ego.
Yeah,
it's
his
the
ego. But that's what America would be like. They would get behind that.
Actually, would be funny. It would be the first time in history where the presidents, they're co-captains. Literally, because Trump would not play a back role.
And the crazy thing is that'd be great because Trump would be in charge of the House, the Senate, right? He would be in that realm dealing with other politicians in that manner, and he can get a lot of stuff done. We have a strong vice president.
Which is rare. It would actually be the best thing. You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
It will never happen, obviously.
Right. If anything, Trump would have to run. DeSantis would have to say, "Okay,
take the back seat.
I'll take the vice, and then next year I'll then run for president."
Well, it'd be obvious.
Right.
He'd be a shoo-in.
But I mean, I could see that. But I think I would love for them to at least have that conversation. And who knows? We'll not know until after, right? If they run against each other, whoever the Republican Party picks, then they could pick a running mate.
They're gonna split. They're gonna split the party.
Well, no. Well, that's what happens. Well, this is normal. So you have the race for the first vote, which is the Republican Party is going to pick their who's going to run for president. Right now, you have 8 people, whatever, that are trying to get the nomination from their party. So then, if let's say Trump wins the nomination, then he could bring DeSantis on as the vice.
And you're just saying do it from the start. You're saying go into it with that being
you
the
can't.
plan.
No, you
no,
can't.
no. You have to run, but I'm saying but go into it.
I think that they should have a conversation and say, well, let's run, let's go against each other, and then whoever loses, they go for vice.
Nah, not even like that. I would say push Trump because DeSantis could still lose. Trump would not lose. Run Trump. He's the president, and just go like that. And DeSantis can get 2 years.
Yeah, well,
if Trump,
he'll get 2 as vice, and then he'll get
one as vice.
No, one term as vice, because I don't think Trump can get another 2 more
Trump's
terms.
done, right?
He can
So
only get one more term. Well,
get-
term is 4 years.
Right.
So Trump will get 4 years. DeSantis will get 4 as
years.
vice,
And then
he runs as president. Then he gets 8.
and he'll get 8.
So he get 12.
So he'll get 12. That actually makes the most sense. It's the best option for him
does.
because
He'll get experience as well.
he'll get experience and he gets an extra 4 years.
Yeah.
In the White House.
I could see that, and I could see him taking that back seat. I don't see Trump taking the back seat.
Trump's not going to take the back seat.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be wise for that to even be the proposition.
Why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
You're wrong.
I'm not going to be vice president. I am the
Wrong.
leader. I'll never follow anybody else.
Even though my title says vice president, in reality, I'm really running things.
We know who's the
We
president.
know who the president is.
Shout out to Trump, baby.
I fuck with Trump.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Another one in the books. Another one in the books, man. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you all subscribe to this channel. Appreciate the love and support you all give us every single week. You know what I mean? All the love. But yeah, if y'all got any questions or comments, make sure y'all leave them in the comment section. I am Animated Male, Chris James, Stephen Michael. We are the application of knowledge, and we will see you all next time.